How's it going, my truant people? Dr. Slacking, the Slacking Doctor, back with a quick recap, and by quick I mean slow, and then week one of the LTC. Most of you will be aware, I'm sure, that it's been a long time since I've uploaded. I don't know how many of you are even watching, maybe only people in the LTC, but I'll try and put like chapters or whatever you call it down below so you can skip ahead if you just want to watch the battle. But for those of you that are thinking, where have you been? What have you been doing? How come you're back? I thought I'd start this with a little bit of like a typical long Dr. Slacking intro where we just chat about life and catch up. So yeah, those interested stick around. Those that aren't, just skip ahead to the battle. But yeah, shout out to Dean for inviting me to play in the low tier champions. This was one of my first leagues. I think it was the first league I ever reached the final of. It is a low tier league. And yeah, Dean has been asking me to come back for a while, and I've always been too busy. Always, I had other things going on. And to be perfectly honest, I've always preferred slightly playing Wi-Fi Draft League to Showdown. So if I only had time for one or the other, I tended to prioritize Wi-Fi. But having not played for about a year, I think, since my last upload, I thought if I'm going to come back for anything, I want to come back for one of kind of the OG leagues with kind of my original sort of friendship group in draft and yeah, everyone in this league, people that I used to play with sort of when I first started out. So a lot of nostalgia and kind of a nice way to maybe do my last draft league. I'm not sure. I'll come on to that in a bit. But yeah, so thank you to Dean for organizing this, for running the league, and for inviting me back. We'll quickly run through the team we've drafted, and we'll throw in a quick draft announcement in here, and then we'll move on to talking about life. So you can see the team we've drafted here. We're rocking the Lake District Spirits, which you've probably seen on the thumbnail already. I don't. This is the thing, not playing in a Wi-Fi league. I don't have thumbnails or graphics ready made for me now. Like this isn't an upload required league. I'm probably the only person uploading. Probably, I would think. I don't know if Jake is. So yeah, it's I've got to do things myself. Outrageous. But here we are. I drafted round one Whimsicott. This is in pick order. Because it's low tier and I had to. I would have done it even if it was full tiers. Let's be honest. And it's legacy stuff, so it does get some of the old moves that it lost kind of in modern gens, which I do think makes it better, like knockoff and stuff like that, which I think was a huge loss for it. But yeah, that's the squad. I'm not going to run through it too much because if you're watching this, you're probably already very familiar with Draft League and know how all these things function. But I think it's pretty cool. When I went into draft, I basically knew I wanted Whimsicott. And I knew I wanted Marowak, which might sound really random, but me and Eric a while ago did like a Gen 3 battle, just Gen 3 OU or something, pretty, again, about a year ago now. And I absolutely clapped his cheeks with a Marowak. And I was like, is Marowak good? Like, if I get the chance, I should draft this thing because maybe it's good. Like, maybe the game has had power creep since Gen 3 and Marowak's been left behind. And maybe it wasn't even good then. Maybe it just had a good matchup into Eric's one team that he used. But I don't like context, As a human being, I don't need context. I deal with absolutes, nuances, grey areas. It's not the world I live in. Absolutes only. So Marowak is good or bad. We're going to find out. As you can see, Lopunny and Swallow are Terror. I kind of didn't want Hitmontop. When I planned this draft out, that was supposed to be Hariyama, and Swallow was supposed to be Ariados. But Gareth, our week one opponent, bastard, sniped us of the Ariados pretty early on. And so I had some extra points because Swallow was a little bit cheaper than Ariados. And I was like, do I upgrade Hariyama to Hitmontop? Is that really an upgrade? It gives me a second spinner. I kind of like that because I do have like a Typhlosion that I don't really want to have to run boots on all the time and a Hunch Crow. So I was like, oh. So I don't know. We might trade that later on in the season. We might lose to Hitmontop, but that's the team. I think it's pretty fun. A lot of the things I like, Magneton, Honchkrow, Jellicent, Whimsicott, all things I've drafted before and loved. So, and then some new things too, which is kind of the fun of draft, right? So that's the team. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit nervous, having not done this for a year. I mean, I was always nervous anyway, recording, sitting in front of a camera, but I feel even more like out of sorts doing it now. So I apologize if this is even more rambly than usual. Let me look at what else I was supposed to talk about because I wrote things down so I wouldn't forget. Oh yeah, I just want to say thank you as well to Amber and Ellie who have been inviting me back to PPL. I say have been inviting me back once or twice in the time that I've been off. And also I think D-Ray might have reached out as well at one point. But yeah, people have been reaching out and have been very kind. It's actually been really nice to, even though I've not been around for like a year, to not feel as though I've just been forgotten. Do you know what I mean? Like that's quite, not that it would matter. Like if everyone did, I'm not going to take it personally. Life moves on and everyone's doing their own things and but it's nice. It's nice that people still think of me and still want me to be part of things. So I'm very grateful for that and feel a little bit undeserving, especially after my last performance in PPL. But yeah, shout out to them and thank you very much. Um, was there anything else anyone else had to shout out before I forget? No. Okay. So where have I been? What have I been doing? Um, let's talk about the last league. Let's talk about PPL because I just mentioned it. I think it was PPL was the last league I was in with when Pokemon was in it. That season, it was really weird for me. It was a really weird season for me because Pokemon was one of the people that I'd always dreamed of being in a league with, always wanted to battle. And it was a little bit of a dream come true. And he's one of the nicest people going. I'd recorded a video with him before, and or I wouldn't really call us even acquaintances at that point, but I'd had some communication with him. And then being in a league with him, got to know him a bit better, and super nice guy. I had some contact with him since then as well, and he is what he seems like on camera, off camera when you talk to him. Um, and yeah, that was all really great and really exciting. But what I found was that like I was so stressed with my PhD, I was so highly strung with the amount of work I had to do that this thing of like, oh, and I'm also in a draft league and I memed and picked like Trapinch round one and drafted in reverse order because I was kind of burnt out on draft league at that point and just doing like silly things. I think there was also an element of like not self-sabotage because that's too dramatic, but an element of like there's going to be a lot of people watching this now because Poke Game's here, right? I'm going to be on his live streams where he recaps the games compared to my normal small audience that know what I'm like. I felt very naked, I guess, very exposed, and I was like I think there was an element of let's meme this and not take it too seriously because then if you fail, you don't feel bad, right? And that's a little bit over like psychoanalysis for myself, but there was an element of that for sure. And I felt a little bit out of control and chaotic because I was so conscious of the fact that like there's going to be people watching this more than usual who don't know who I am, and so I can't change, I can't act any differently. And then I almost was felt like I was acting like a caricature of myself, and I didn't like it. I didn't. I was just, and as I say, the reason that I said at the top that Pokemon's loving stuff that Joe's really nice is because it was nothing to do with him. Like it wasn't his fault. No one was putting that pressure on me. It was just I realized that like I am a pretty shy, pretty nerdy guy, and suddenly having all those eyeballs on me made me uncomfortable. And there wasn't loads, but just the fact that in my head I'm thinking it's going to be on his stream and there will be more people watching it than ever before. I just didn't handle it very well. I didn't like it. And I think that sort of put me off doing draft for a while because it made me realize, oh, well, what's the goal here? Like the goal at one point, especially during the COVID lockdown, had been like, let's grow the channel. Let's get as many eyes on this as we can. Like I'm really confident in what I'm doing. I feel like I'm playing really well. I'm winning draft leagues. Let's get Pokegame on the channel. Like let's do all that stuff years ago. But then I went back to my PhD and I wanted to focus on that. And it felt like, so what if I'm not comfortable with lots of people watching this and I don't really want to make a career of this or even have lots of people watching me because I want to focus on my PhD, then why am I doing this? Why am I pushing myself to join these big leagues or bigger leagues and try and make myself more visible if that's the opposite of what I want because I have this ambition to play these people that I used to watch and admire. Yeah, but is that enough? Like, is so I kind of had to sort of reckon with that. Sorry, most of you are probably like, this is probably really boring, but I don't know. Maybe there's some insight here that you can take away to things in your own life. But I guess things that you want and then you get them and you realize they're not quite what you thought, or maybe you're not quite the person you thought in that scenario is perhaps a better way of putting it. So anyway, I didn't like it, and I didn't like how it made me act. It reminded me of when I was at school, and I was very much the sort of class clown at school, and always just probably doesn't surprise you watching these videos, but yeah, I was always sort of causing trouble and making a fool of myself to make people like me and to fit in and stuff. And I felt a little bit like that again. I felt like I was sort of making a fool of myself. I don't know. I felt out of control. I think that's the word. I felt out of control. I didn't feel. I felt so anxious and so stressed, and I just wanted to go back to my PhD. Like when I was making the videos and I was doing the graphic stuff, and I was like, I have this thing in my life that I want so badly that I've spent. I started studying at university in 2012. It's been 2026 now, 14 years in the making, right? And I was like, and it was so like I had so much crunch, like deadlines, all that stuff, so much crunch. You can tell I did an English PhD. So much crunch. I had so much crunch. The cornflakes was spilling out of my ears. I'm the cereal man. No, I had such a crunch with my deadlines that I needed to focus on that, and Draft League was taking away. So the reason I've come back now is that I did my Viva, which is I think a UK specific word, having spoken to Americans and a Swede about higher education there. And your Viva is, in American terms, the defense of your thesis. So it's where you present your thesis, your findings, your research to two examiners in my case, and they essentially question you on it, right? You defend it. The reason we don't use that word in the UK is because it isn't really a defense so much as a discussion. That's the idea, right? By the time you're going for your Viva, the idea is your research is already in a place where you shouldn't really need to defend it. It's more a case, especially in the modern kind of AI world, of making sure that you really wrote it, that you really know the contents, that you really have done the research, and also maybe looking for areas where it could be improved, sort of constructive criticism rather than an interrogation. So anyway, you don't really care about the terminology. I don't know why I've defined the terminology for you there, but that's what I had. I had my Viva back in November, and I passed. I passed my Viva with minor amendments. Again, for anyone curious, that's basically the best thing you can get, especially in an English PhD. Um, no one passes without any amendments really, because there will always be at least one typo, right? If you've handed in 100,000 words, there's going to be one typo in there, no matter how precise you are. So there's always at least a minor amendment, putting in a full stop somewhere or something like that. So um, yeah, so that was pretty good, pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Yeah, pretty relieved. And when I started this channel, I called it Doctor Slacking because I do this thing where I announce things to the world to make myself accountable, because the shame of not doing the thing I've announced to the world should propel me onwards. That's my thinking, right? Um, terrible logic. Wouldn't advise it to anyone, because I end up not following through on a lot of those things anyway, and then feeling really bad about myself because I've told everyone, I put on my Instagram, those of you that know me privately, but on Instagram, I'm learning Japanese and I'm putting this here to keep me accountable, and I'm going to Japanese classes. And I did for about a month, and then it was too much and I couldn't do it, and it was a long way to travel, and I just bowled it. I couldn't keep up. And then people go, "Oh, how did Japanese go?" And I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, I can say big tits, but I could say that before, and I won't explain why." So it didn't really help. Didn't really help, yeah, and it made me feel bad. But when I started the channel, I called it Doctor Slacking, because I wanted to learn how to say big tits in Japanese. No, because I wanted to become a doctor, and I was like, this will force me. I was doing my masters, and I was like, this will push me to go one step further and do my PhD, so that I live up to the channel name, right? And it kind of felt like it was going to be another kind of badge of shame rather than a badge of honor, because it didn't look like it was going to happen. Multiple times I thought I was going to drop out. I didn't think I was going to get there, but I have. So this is a little bit a kind of triumphant moment for me to say I did it. I did it. It's taken a long time, but I did it. I got a PhD. Yeah, and I'm really happy. Yeah, I don't know. This feels like gloating now. I'm pretty uncomfortable. I feel like someone's complimenting me and they're not even here. That makes me uncomfortable. So yeah, I'm proud, and that's a weird thing for me to say, but I am. And so I just wanted to say this into the void of the internet. But on that note, my PhD was a book, a creative writing book, a book of memoirs about my life, and other things. And I'm going to be seeking publication for it now, in the coming months, and hopefully launch a career into writing. So I have a bit of a lull in my schedule where I'm doing that, which hopefully will go. Hopefully I will find employment, I will find a career writing, and I will be back to editing the book, getting it ready for publication, whatever. So right now I'm coming back and doing Draft League, but only this league, and maybe that will be it, for two reasons. One, I don't know how much appetite I have for Draft League anymore. I play a lot of Pocket now, Pokemon Pocket on my phone, while I poop. I sit and play Pocket. I like that game. I like pooping. It's a good time. And that's kind of scratching my Pokemon itch. And sometimes I actually play the actual games now with Katie. I sit on the sofa and she sits with me and we sit and play them, which is something we've never done before. She started to get interested in Pokemon. So that's really nice. And we want to have kids soon, and I'm sure they will grow up and maybe they'll play Pokemon with me. So I don't have that burning desire to play anymore like I used to. So it's kind of getting that need is getting fulfilled elsewhere, if you like. So it sounds dirty, doesn't it? Filthy. Um, I'm having an affair. I'm sorry. I'm cheating on you, viewers, with my fiance now. That's the other thing. Katie and I got engaged. If I remember, I'll put up a picture here. Probably won't remember. Probably won't edit. This is me, but you never know. So yeah, we went to Japan, had an incredible holiday, got engaged. Life's got pretty real. So yeah, I may do more draft leagues when Champions comes out. If I get hopelessly addicted to that, I may come back. I've already mentioned that to Amber, so maybe, but we'll see on that front. This might be it. I don't like to commit now and say this is it because I've said that a few times and again, it doesn't come true. Um, so that was all of that, and then the second reason that I'm not sure about if I'll do more after this is at the time that I uploaded all of these videos, I uploaded them all with a kind of gung ho attitude of like I'll just say what I want to say, talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about, private things, personal things, things with friends. I never identified anyone or anything like that. But I never really worried about it being viewed, right? I never really worried about it affecting anything because it was just going to be this little niche thing in the Pokemon community. And also, I've never said anything so awful that I would be like cancelled or anything like that. I've probably got a few suspect thumbnails and titles where I've taken things out of context, but that's just me mugging myself off. So if they want to cancel me over that, fine, whatever. But generally, I don't really have that many, you know, things that I would be worried about that I've said or anything really. Uh, but there probably is an issue of professionalism, maybe. Me talking about knowing the word for big tits maybe is unprofessional. I don't know. I don't know what expectations because ultimately, if I want to be a writer and I want to sell books, that's a kind of public sphere job, right? I'm not saying I'm going to be fucking world famous and a bestseller author or anything like that. But still, if you are putting books out there, it's a job where people need to know your name. It's an entertainment industry of sorts. And so I wonder if publishers could be concerned about your author brand being somewhat tainted by you having YouTube videos where you're a fucking idiot online and you talk about the most random shit you can think of. Um, Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe that's fine. But that's my other anxiety at the minute is I always sort of thought I'd never take these videos down for I've checked a few times over the last year and people still watch these videos sometimes, which is just like amazing to me. And yeah, makes me really happy to be honest. Um, but there is that thing now where I'm like, will I ever have to private them all? Like, do I need to think about that? Um, I don't know. I don't know. So that's the other thing just playing on my mind. But anyway, that's all of that. If my book does get published, and I say if, well, I should say when, because I should be more confident in myself. But if my book gets published, because I don't have that confidence to say when, if it gets published, I think I will make an announcement video on here at the very least. And if I do private all the other videos, that will kind of be the signal that that's happened. If you see a video go up announcing it, and then there's no other videos on the channel anymore, take that as, yep, I've done it, and either been advised or decided it would be best to private everything for my career. I don't think I'll need to. I'm just anxious. Can you tell I'm anxious? I've become when I was younger, nothing ever stressed me. Like when you're a kid and you just run into brick walls and like you're like, well, it's fine because I got so much snot in my head, like I'll be protected. And then you get older and you've like blown your nose so many times over your life, you no longer have that snot cushion and you become scared of everything. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. That's how I feel. I've become very anxious and worried about things that I don't need to be worried about, I'm sure. But yeah, if I do have a book out, I will of course uh, put a video up here telling you, announcing it, promoting it. Frankly, to be honest, like if you guys supported, that would be incredible, and that's part of the reason that I do it. But also, I think I'd want to celebrate it with you guys because most of you watching, I know by name, I would think. So there is that kind of horrible, cheesy word that YouTubers use, but that kind of community feel to this that would feel nice. Um, was that everything? Let me look at my notes. Yeah, I think so. So that's that really. We'll just have to play it by ear. We'll just have to see where this all goes. But it's exciting times. It's exciting times. As I say, Katie and I recently got engaged. We want to try and have children probably in the next 12 months. And I have to stop being an eternal student, which is fucking terrifying, but it might work out. You never know. We'll see how it goes. Let's look at the team. Let's look at the team. So this is the team I've built for Gareth. I'm hoping he will be around relatively shortly. Um, we have Dutchman the Jellicent, just max physical defense, Scold, Hex, Taunt, Strength Stat. If I remember right, the only thing that really was a bit of a problem with this on his team is Dramper. Dramper's a pretty free switch in. But at the same time, if I can Scold Hex and potentially taunt him if I need to stop him from roosting, not Scold Hex, sorry, Scold and burn him, at least it will whittle the Dramper down. It is a little bit unideal, but like I needed this. So he has a Machamp, which I needed this for. I really should have put his team on the screen, shouldn't I? Can I do that now? Can I do that now for you? Come on, here we go. Live editing. I'm not going to edit afterwards, so let's just do it now. I'm sure I can. I bet I've still got my draft blocking everything anyway, now I think about it. There we go. Here we go. Look, I do. I have my draft blocking everything. I knew I would. But let's do some. Oh my god, I'm a YouTube professional. This is how the YouTubists make all the money, all the view. I don't know why I would be anxious about more people watching these videos and judging me. What could they possibly be judgmental about? I'm perfect. So there we go. That's his team. I did a thing though. I'm quite proud of that. That was it was not that big a deal, was it? That's his team. So you can see the Dramper there. I don't know why his is lower quality than mine. Probably because I was too zoomed out. See the Dramper. This is here also for the. It does help with the Hisuian Typhlosion if he's like a choice set, but I don't think he will be because I think he'll want to hit that Jellicent with Ghost moves. It helps with the Ariados. It helps with the Figurath to some extent, but not really. The Delcatty more so. But yeah, mainly the Machamp, the Escavalier, and just a choiced Typhlosion it's useful for. Then we have Storm. This thing, real full move slot syndrome, unfortunately. But I ended up going with the Spadef set. Originally I had Fizdef, but I don't think I'm going to be switching in on Machamp anyway because he can just poison jab me. I don't know what he's going to have. I assume he gets poison jab. I didn't look at moves. I didn't remind myself of what Pokemon do because why would I do that? It's here with Encore and Infiltrator because I wonder if he's going to try and prankster block me with Spiritomb on things. So I wonder if we're going to see like a Calm Mind of Spiritomb or something like that with the idea of like, well, he can't Encore me with his Prankstamon. So I can is the basic thinking. The tricky bit with that is if he has webs and the webs go up and I want to defog them, I won't have Prankster defog. But again, I think he might try and block that by going into Spiritomb, which kind of works against my team as both a defog and rapid spin blocker, almost a golden go because it blocks my Prankster defog. So I went with Boots so that we could still defog in that scenario. And we got Moonblast, Encore, U-turn. As I say, it will help with Calm Mind Figurath. It will help with Pranks. The only thing I would have liked Pranks for is Trick Room because Trick Room Executor looks like a bit of a bitch, and I think Figurath and Spiritomb both get it as well. I'm sure Figurath does. I think Spiritomb does. I am a bit worried about Trick Room, but I couldn't block the Spiritomb from doing it anyway. I don't know. Maybe we'll just have to outlast Trick Room. Moonblast with 8 EVs, I think always to it cares max HP Machamp. I think that was the calc. Could be something of Spiritomb. I can't really remember. Then we got another Bootsmon Honchkrow with Super Luck and Night Slash because it's really its best Dark Stab, and I feel like I need Dark Stab in this for Rigarath. I'm a little bit worried about like a Calm Mind for Rigarath. But then if it's mono like stored power, it can't really do anything to me. So I don't know. Maybe I don't need to be worried about that, but it just helps. It helps to crit through things that might want to set up. If we can get the crits. I think it's 50-50 odds. Someone correct me if I'm wrong in the comments when you're not running the scope lens. Second Punch, Brave Bird, Roost. Really Spadef for that for Rigarath, basically. And also, again, Choice Typhlosion, if it's locked into a Ghost move, is pretty nice against. So if you look at his team, he doesn't have a flying resist apart from Hisuian and Avalugg. And I'm not sure if that thing comes because Jellicent is such a hard wall to it. And if it does come, then it's going to Jellicent every time. So this thing looked pretty good against this team. Like I really wanted to bring like a Scarf Moxie set or something like that. But if Hisuian Avalugg did come, then it feels bad. So I went with this bulkier set instead. Then Marowak. The reason we've got this team Nearly didn't make the first week. I nearly brought Kabutops instead, but um, I changed to having Defog on Storm, and then I decided I didn't need Rapid Spin. So we've got Protect, Earthquake, Knock Off, Stealth Rock. Protect is there to stall out Trick Room if I think he's got Trick Room, if that becomes a threat. Max HP with a little bit of speed to outrun Ariados if he's trying to speed creep me. Max attack adamant for massive damage. And the idea is if I see Ariados, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead Whimsicott. I'm going to U-turn into this, and the hope that I bait a poison jab, break his sash, in the hope that he sash. And then I'm just going to click a big fat earthquake or knock off if I'm worried about Terror Ghost, but probably won't be. And hopefully stop him from getting webs up. It really depends on his set. Probably won't though. Probably won't. But at least I'll be able to get through that Ariados pretty quickly because it is a bit annoying otherwise. I don't really want it like poisoning other things on my team. And then also we can get rocks up ourselves if we so choose. So pretty nice. And rocks I think will be good in this game. So I would like to get rocks up. In general, again, if you look at his team, he doesn't. What's his ground? Does he have no ground immunity? Am I right? Yeah, he's got no ground immunity. So this thing again does look really strong. The problem is he does have a lot of mons like Executor, Wishy Washy, and Typhlosion, and probably Frigoraph that outspeed it, and even Drampa that can outspeed it. They're similarly sort of slow mons. Under webs could be a pain in the ass because they would then outspeed me potentially, and just like kill me on the special side or hit me for super effective damage. So bit of a weird one in this matchup. Marowak is really good offensively, but defensively is slightly questionable. Assault vs Typhlosion. This is it partly to check his own Typhlosion because we get access to Flashfire, so stops any like eruption shenanigans, whatever. With the AV, I think we're guaranteed to live 2 Shadow Balls, but I don't think that's after rocks, so we really don't want rocks going up. And we have our own Shadow Ball to hit him back. I can't remember what I count for with the special attack EVs. I don't think he gets access to Flashfire on that one, so I think it might be for like eruption into Shadow Ball. Could be chatting complete shit though. But yeah, that's a. I would have loved again to have brought like a Specs or whatever, but Dramp is a pretty good switch into this thing as well, if I remember right. And then last up, we have the Magneton Rust Bucket here. Kind of wanted to run Protect on this as well. I decided to go Signal Beam instead for the Executor because it is pretty fat and I don't want it setting up on me with like Calm Minds and stuff. It's also just not bad coverage for his team with the Frigoraph there as well, double Psychic. But if you look at his team again, there's no ground type. So Volt Switch is completely free. Originally, I was going to just bring Specs and just Specs Volt Switch all the time. And then I was Scarf and I was Scarf Volt Switch all the time. When I looked at it, I was like, I don't know if this actually has the damage output to revenge kill things with Volt Switch. So I decided to run a Violite in the hope of being a little bit bulkier and maybe living hits from things under Trick Room, like a Farigiraf or a Drampa. I can see a world where I need to take a Draco Meteor or something from Drampa. I do worry that I just won't do enough damage back to that, but we'll see. We'll see. Again, we can maybe just Volt Switch around and figure something out. So that's the team. Gareth isn't yet ready, so I'm going to have to make a cut, which is unbelievable that he's making me doing editing when I've just come back. Outrageous behavior. This is what you get from the Scottish. I lied. I didn't need to make a cut. I'm a fool. He was already ready. I just went on to Discord on my phone, and for some reason, the notification hadn't come through on my computer. I should have said as well, the audio is going to sound like shit because I used to have my old like Blue Yeti mic, whatever. I think I just bought one mic like 10 years ago when I started doing YouTube stuff, and I never bought another one. And I let Katie get rid of it because I thought I was done with YouTube, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty old and knackered. If I go back to doing YouTube, I'll buy a new one. Not kind of reckoning that I would come back and just do like one final kind of thing like this. So you're in. I don't know if you can see my earphones. I don't know angles. You're just in my earphones. That's the only microphone I've got. So it sounded a lot better than using the desktop one. But yeah, my bad on that one. The otter god. We hold hands like otters do, Gareth. Hold me, sweet Scotsman. What are we doing? Battling. I want to say bad luck, Gareth. But I have to keep up appearances in public. Shh, don't tell him, but bad luck. Is he going to post it on Discord? I'm not going to post it on Discord. He can do that if he so wishes. So, okay, no Ariados. There is a Wishy Washy. Damn it, I didn't run Warp Result because I was like, Wishy Washy's not coming. What can that do to a Jellicent? I actually don't know what it can do to a Jellicent. So, real bad. The Avalug's here as well. He obviously has posted it on Discord. This is bad. This is not what I was expecting at all. I don't remember how to Pokemon. How'd you Pokemon? What didn't he bring? I can't remember. It doesn't matter because I only got to face the things here. Right. Let's think. So Shinra looks amazing because Wishy Washy can't get recovery. It could be rest, I guess. Rust Bucket looks really, really good. One looks a little bit limited with the Avalugg here. I just want to try and get rocks up straight away. Is there a bad lead if I lead off with Marowak? I need a Wishy Washy, but I can strength that. I think I'm just going to lead off with Kazekage. Okay, I have no idea how much this thing does to me. So do I just... I think I just want to get them up. I'm just going to Stealth Rock. Okay, I chew that. That's really good. I'll go into Rust Bucket because he doesn't have the Dramper, so I think I can afford to lose HP on that. This thing still, I think, would outrun an Escavalier. Okay, so he is Trick Room, but I was slower than him. So that's good to know. I might actually go back out into Kazekage here with the slow Volt Switch. Yeah, I need to not click skip turns. I apologize if I've skipped turns already. Like, that is a reflex of me on Showdown. So if I've been skipping turns, my bad. My bad. Escavalier. Okay. Can't really afford to. I think Kazekage will probably take a hit from this thing. Do I worry about Swords Dance? I think I Earthquake. No. Do I worry about Swords Dance? Do I protect Earthquake? Yeah. I think I protect. If he Swords Dances, he Swords Dances or whatever. No. Okay. I'm glad I brought this protect for this. Maybe I do know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm not an idiot. I am. Okay. We don't live that. So information. Maybe I should have just gone into this straight away. I'm worried about the knockoff. So, because I don't know if that's banded yet. No. Okay, the Culver Berry means we eat. That's why we have the Culver Berry. I should have gone into this. I should have stayed the Marowak. We're back up to full. The thing is gone. The Trick Room is gone. I will outrun him. I can taunt him if he goes into Draft Rig. Sorry if I skipped turns at any point during that exchange. I probably did. Scold. No burn. Taunt. Again, this is why we brought this, because I didn't want to. Oh, you bitch, Gareth. Oh, Gareth, you. I don't know why I'm orgasming. I apologize. Oh, you're a whore. Am I slower than you now? Yeah, but it doesn't matter because you Trick Room. Why did I even worry about speed stats? Trick Room's negative priority. Oh, I can't afford for that Escavalier to come in again into Trick Room. I think I have to taunt. Yeah, okay. I made the right call. Thunder. How many? You're not landing it again. Yeah, I told you, you're not landing it again, but am I getting fully paralyzed? No. Good. Okay, I needed that. We needed to play with our balls. As Nico tells you, sometimes you have to play with your own balls. No, sorry, you have to play with balls, or men won't like you. That's what I don't know. He tells me strange things. I probably should stop listening to him. Just incriminate Nico. Yeah, to be honest, he'll probably end up being president. I'm pretty sure that's one of the requirements. I think I can afford. I think I have to signal beam there. I mean, I didn't think the taunt would wear off this turn, but it's analytic. Oh, that did no damage. Does that mean that's like AV or something? I mean, it does seem to be like Spadef. I'm gonna just Volt Switch out. That's actually good because that gives me analytic boost again. Love that. I don't really want to lose HP on you. Does he have a switch in for this? Yes, the Avalugg. Does he have a switch in for this? Yes, the Escavalier. I guess I have to lose health on you. Oh, I don't want to though. We'll let the Escavalier come out because we do have the Jellicent back to full and we don't have an item anymore. So yeah, I'm just gonna Moon Blast. There we go. Even up the kind of sack race there. Round one pick getting the first KO of the season. More proof that Whimsicott is the best. But I probably shouldn't be yelling into my earphones. You're probably all getting fucking deafened by this. I really didn't check the audio levels very well before this. Am I just peaking and deafening you all? Probably. I'm probably gonna have to re-record this whole thing and make Gareth. Oh my god, what is happening? I have pop-ups on my screen. Go away, pop-ups. I don't want women from Russia. What are you trying to sell me? He's not Scarf. And if he is, he's probably still slower than me. There is so much pressure on this Jellison to just hold the whole team together. I don't know what that does. That's not a real move. Can you reveal my cursed body, which is annoying because now he knows I'm not War Absorb. Because I'm a drunkard. Let's just scold. Oh, Gareth. No! Fuck me. That would have been so sweet. Oh, that would have been huge. That would have been huge. Oh, it would have been huge. A scarf. Okay. Oh, and he gets the drop. Oh, you son of a gun. Okay. Oh, he does save it. I was like, he's not going to save it on 1 Oh, 1% more as well, and he wouldn't get to switch back in our rocks. I'm calling that a roll. What do you do? Do I lose to this? Is this gonna? Oh, I was War Absorb. No, damn my hubris. Oh, I'm gonna go with this thing. I think, right? Yeah, he has a tough time breaking this. To be fair, you have been cursed. Did I do this to him earlier? I can't remember. There's been a lot of RNG in this. Burn him. Burn his fish. Griddle it. Fucking griddle the fish, man. What is happening? Griddle that fish. Oh, don't crit me. Don't get paralyzed. Stop disabling things and burn things. Oh, Gareth, you son of a whore. Oh, I probably shouldn't call people sons of whores. Dodge. Easy dodge. I 8 times resisted that hit anyway. Okay, we could just Signal Beam or Thunderbolt. I think Signal Beam's fine. Yeah, should chew. Oh, this Eviolite was the correct choice. I'm going to Signal Beam again because, yeah, I just don't think he saves that. Really don't want to take a hit. Oh, do I want to take? No, because this kills that and that. Yeah, I should keep this alive. Good, 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 good. That is good for the. I guess like it's okay if you die. It's probably yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm a bit worried about the Avalug because I don't really know what an Avalug is. If we break through here, we're in business anyway. Because this is going to get me back to like 1 billion health. Yeah, straight back to strength stuff's so broken. Strength stuff is a disgusting move. Burn him. Burn his table. That's it. Oh yeah, IKEA. I fucking hate IKEA. One, Swedish people. I know 2 of them. I want to generalize the whole population based on 2 people, but it ain't looking good, Sweden. And 2, this could have been a throw if he'd gone for a 5. But nah, I think it would have been fine. Could have been a throw if he went for a no, because I got flashback. And 2, IKEA is fucking torture. Like I don't know if it was the Greeks or the Romans or whatever, but whoever invented labyrinths, right? Whoever it was that like made minotaurs, when they would like got the cows and the men and they like made them do things and they made the minotaurs, you know what I'm talking about. Those people, right, put people in fucking labyrinths. Where's my crit? What's good? Excuse me, Gareth. You're gonna need to stop that right now. That was outrageous. Can you crit him, please? Oh, I should have Brave Bird. I didn't think that would kill me in 1 hit. Damn. Oh no, I'm also death invested. I should have known. I'm an idiot. I should have Volt Switch. No, I should just Thunderbolt maximum damage. Yeah. I was doubting myself. I'm like modest max special attack. Yeah. fucking Minotaurs, right? And the Greeks or the Romans or whoever did Minotaurs, I don't remember. I was young when I knew about that kind of stuff. They made labyrinths, right, where they put you in it and you have to walk through it and you're trapped. And it's like a form of fucking torture, right? And strange things jump out from every corner and try to murder you. And then the Swedes were like, that's a great idea. What if we made a shop where once you enter, you cannot leave until you've navigated through 83 hidden rooms with lounges and lamps and kitchens and fucking, and then you get to the end of it and there's just a warehouse there and it's like, now how do I get out of the warehouse? I don't want to buy anything. It's like, oh, do you want to come through? Then you need to get a bag big enough to fit your whole family in it, and you need to go through the checkout and buy at least one wardrobe. Otherwise, you're not allowed out. I hate it. I fucking hate IKEA. It's the stupidest shop. What sort of a shop, when you walk in, does not allow you to immediately leave? Like, it's like, no, you're ours now. You're ours, and you will eat our meatballs. You will taste our balls. And I don't want to. I'm sick of the Swedes, and I'm sick of them saying that to me. So, um, yeah, that's it. That's my rant for today. That's my rant. I'm going to tell him. He's apologizing. I'm telling him, I'm ranting about Swedish balls, Gareth. It's fine. He was apologizing for not sacking off the Escavalier at the end, but it's fine. That was pretty good win. 4-0, pretty nice start to the league. Officially, Scotland is no longer allowed independence because I beat Gareth, and I forgot to mention that was the subtext to this game. It was a fight for independence and no longer permitted. So I guess 1-0 to England. I don't know why I made this so political. Oh, God help me. Shouldn't be allowed in front of a camera. Yeah, we won. We did well. Whimsicott, amazing. Russ Bucket Jr., amazing. Marowak did a lot with the rocks. I'm glad I went for the rocks. Pretty good game. GG's Gareth, his team was fucking scary, and the trick room stuff. Like, I'm glad I prepped for that. Otherwise, he would have just killed me. So it was pretty smart prep by him as well. I don't know who we play next week because I don't pay attention to things, but I'm going to be back next week with another battle. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Give me feedback below so that I can make changes. Maybe not by next week because I don't know when this will go up, but just give me feedback and I'll try and make changes. Oh, and there's no upload schedule because it's just me. Like, and there's not a mandatory upload league, so I'll just upload them as and when I can. So just subscribe and hit the bell and all those things. You're already fucking subscribed if you're watching this. No one is new here. Anyway, we'll do the proper outro. Thank you so much for loafing around with me, and I'll catch you again next time.